Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. Yes, 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 I know today is Wednesday. I know. And I also know that I usually don't do a live on Wednesday nights. I know, I'm fully aware. But this is a special edition. This is a very special edition, actually. And I know that you all came here for my reaction. Oh, yes, I know what you came here for. And I promise you tonight, I'm going to give you what you came here for. And before I do this, usually we do our Town Watch check-in. But tonight, because this is a special edition now, this is a very special edition. We will not do our Town Watch check-in like we do on the Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. Oh, no, 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 no. If you're just joining me live, this is a special edition. And we call it special because special things just keep on happening. Ever since I've been on YouTube as a content creator, a lot of special things have been unfolding. And I am talking about the most recent special thing that happened today in New York City at the press conference between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford. And before y'all light my comment section up, if you're watching the replay of this live, and before you light the chat up, I want to present something to lay a foundation of how we got here. Because Errol Spence Jr., he basically used some choice words to Blue Blood Sports TV. I know what you came here for. I'm going to give you what you came here for now. We're going to roll the tape on Errol Spence Jr. We're going to roll the tape on what he said. For those of you that may have missed it, or if you didn't get an opportunity to watch the press conference, or if you did hear it, and you still want to hear it again, you will hear it again. Because they call me Mr. Roll the Tape. And I am going to do my job as I always do. But before I do that, though, before I give my reaction, I have to lay a foundation. Because Errol Spence Jr., and most of you that's watching me live, y'all know this already. This is not new information. But for some of you, it is. So I want to catch the new audience, the new subscribers, to the new viewers of this channel up to speed as much as I can tonight. But Errol Spence repeated something that I said months ago, and I was highly criticized for it. And so I wanted to roll the tape on myself. Yeah, I'm not excluded. I can get the tape rolled on me too. But only by me, though. Only me. No one else will roll the tape on me because I try to make sure that my words and my actions are congruent so that people won't roll the tape on me. But there are certain individuals whose words and action have not been congruent, have not been in agreement. And so, because of that, Errol Spence Jr. gave Blue Blood Sports TV the cold shoulder. Errol Spence Jr. also gave Blue Blood Sports TV a question. And also, he gave him something that Manager Marty said to Blue Blood about Blue Blood months ago. I want to catch you up to speed now. And so after I finish rolling the tape on myself, then I'm going to come back on, and then the air fryer is going to start cooking. So don't leave. I see the viewership when I tell you that it has grown in the matter of 4 minutes. Exponentially is an understatement. I know what you came here for. I'm going to give it to you. And so I'm excited. Before I roll the tape, let me acknowledge each and every last one of you by saying, I salute you. I welcome you tonight. If you are in the chat, if you have acknowledged me, I want to say welcome. And I'm acknowledging you back. Salute to you. If you are a woman in the chat or watching the replay of this live, or if you're watching me live right now, you know I'm one of the smoothest guys on YouTube. And so I want to say I welcome you as well. And if you are a detractor, if you are a spy, if you are a hater, if you are someone who just don't like me for whatever reason, even if you are Blue Blood Sports TV watching, I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, Manager Marty welcomes you too. So before the air fryer heats up to maximum capacity, you know I still got to treat this live like I do the podcast and like I do everything else. I treat it like we going in a restaurant. The bread and water is first, then the appetizer, and then y'all already know what's next. So let me recap a message that I said first to Mr. Blue Blood Sports TV. Most of you have probably heard it. Some of you haven't, because I have a new audience. I have new subscribers. I have new viewers, and I have you all around the world watching me live in living color. And I want to welcome you again. This was published by yours truly on December the 16th. December the 16th, y'all. That's how long I've been saying this. And so I wanted to roll the tape on myself because I want to lay a solid foundation to what we're going to discuss tonight, why Errol Spence Jr. said what he said to Blue Blood Sports TV. And I'm going to render my verdict and my reaction. And as I always tell y'all, don't take my word for it. Please don't you ever take my word for it. There's only 3 things you can do. And it's really 3 words. And if somebody in the chat, because the air fryer is just slowly but surely heating up. But if somebody in the chat, or if you're watching the replay of this live, in the comment section, can you let the audience know what those 3 words are? You ain't got to take my word for it. But can somebody in the chat tell the people my famous 3 words so we can get it on and popping tonight? Oh, let me see. 1, 2, one more. I see 3 people that said it. Can I get one more? Just one more person in the chat. Just give the 3 words. They said it. So don't take my word for it. Y'all heard what the chat said. And we're going to do exactly what the chat said. And we're going to do what you came here for tonight. As the numbers are slowly, well, it ain't slowly no more. Oh, yes. Exponentially increasing. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape. Isn't this something? You know what? I developed my own quote because I make up some of my own quotes. And I got a good quote for you all right now. Old truth is the new hate. Old truth is the new hate. Yep, I'm talking to Blue Blood Sports TV. Yeah, I was tagged in the live on your channel. So you wanted to indirectly send me a message as one of the content creators and YouTubers that you're referring to who criticized Terrence Bud Crawford and some of the things that he said out of his own mouth, right? You call it self-hate, correct? You call it people that are miserable within their own lives. That's what you call it, right? Well, there's another old saying, and it goes like this. Don't throw stones out of a glass house. Let me put a boxing twist on that. Don't throw punches with a glass chin. And right now, Blue Blood Sports TV, because you threw a shot at me and you threw a shot at the other smaller YouTube channels who've been saying similar things that I've been saying, and even more, it's time to show that you got a glass chin, bro. It's time to show that you got some contradictions in your stories. And it's also time for you to answer some questions. Yep, because I got a few questions for you. Because one thing about me, Blue Blood Sports TV, I do my homework. You know what? Don't take my word for it. Roll it, tape.
Not even that. It's infested with people that don't even like themselves. Let me say it to you again. It's infested with people that don't even like themselves. And it's ironic because the ones that don't like themselves look like me. And you Negroes is running around talking about, he didn't really make this money. He lied about this. He cheated on this. Barbara D, peace bless to the Queen in Super Chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. I appreciate you, Queen. The self-hate is out of control.
So let me ask you a question, Blue Blood Sports TV. Did you like yourself? And was it self-hate when you said what you said about Terrence Bud Crawford on August the 19th of 2020? Roll the tape.
So anyway, what's going to start to happen here is this. That the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight is now going to start to take a step back. Why is it going to take a step back? You say, Blue. Because Terrence Crawford, if he keeps fighting subpar opposition, right? It's going to lose its luster.
Wait. There's more.
We want to see Terrence Crawford with his skill set. We don't want to see Terrence Crawford. We've seen it now. Right? We understand the Jeff Horn fight. That was a must. Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao. He has the WBO title. Crawford moved up from 140, fought Jeff Horn. That's the given. But then, okay, Jose Benavidez, okay, cool. Amir Khan now is far past it. They're eager. Okay, like at this point now, we got to see you fight the best now. We must see you fight the best. And we must feel like you're pushing to fight the best.
Nothing wrong with what you were saying then, Blue Blood Sports TV. You black, right? You a Negro or African American, right? Okay, so it wasn't self-hate when you said what you said about Terrence Bud Crawford needing to stop fighting subpar competition. And that the fans, we need to see him fight better fighters or the best fighters, your quote. And we need to see him pushing to fight the best, right? So it wasn't self-hate when you said it then. You know what, fans? Let's see how Blue Blood Sports TV responded to the other people in his comment section when they were grinding him up about the things he was saying about Terrence Bud Crawford. Roll the tape.
Curtis Stigler, salute. Here we go, Curtis Stigler. I'm glad I got one. Oh, man, you just a Crawford hater. What Thurman was saying when he had the belt, Crawford did show him nothing. Okay, so answer this question, Curtis Stigler. Who has he fought? Why am I? Tell me how I'm a Crawford hater when I'm telling you the truth.
Y'all heard what he said, right? He asked a good question to one of the fans or subscribers or viewers on his channel in that live. He asked a good question. How am I a Crawford hater when I'm just telling the truth? Was it self-hate then, Blue Blood Sports TV, when you said that on August 19, 2020? Okay. What about what you said about Terrence Bud Crawford possibly or maybe, quote, he may be pricing himself out of the fight against Errol Spence? Remember you said that on February the 6th of this year of 2020? You know what? Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Because Terrence Crawford is 34 years old of age. He'll be 35 in September. If Terrence Crawford doesn't have a fight in the foreseeable future, and maybe in the summertime, there was being talked about Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman in July. He's going to need to land one of those fights, or it's going to tell you that Terrence Crawford, who didn't want to do a deal with Errol Spence, according to Terrence Crawford, 60-40 wasn't suffice. It had to be 50-50 or 60-40 in his favor. So maybe Terrence Crawford is pricing himself out of these big fights, and it's on Terrence Crawford.
Your words, not mine, Blue Blood Sports TV. Maybe Terrence Crawford is outpricing himself of these big fights. That's what you said. Was it self-hate then when you said that on February the 6th of 2022? Okay. What about when you basically was proving that Crawford was contradicting himself in the post that you published on July 13th of 2022, just months ago? You remember that? You know what? Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
So now, then why did Terrence Crawford say it has to be 50-50 or no fight? Can't be 60-40 in favor of Errol Spence when he said, I'm confident in my abilities and I have nothing to lose. Well, then this tells us that he's not confident in his abilities and he feels like he does have something to lose. But when you have people come in my comment sections talking about Errol Spence is pricing himself out and I just have stayed for Terrence Crawford. No, these are Terrence Crawford in his own words. He's saying that if you're confident in your abilities, then it don't matter what the split is because you're going to get it back on the back end anyway when you win. But that he's saying that, but then his actions are saying something completely different.
What'd you say, Blue Blood Sports TV? You said these are Terrence Crawford in his own words. He's saying that he's confident, but his actions are completely different. That's what you said, Blue Blood Sports TV. Was it self-hate when you said that about Terrence Bud Crawford? Oh, okay. Because that's what I've been doing. I've been using Terrence Bud Crawford's own words and showing that his actions have been completely different. And I've been doing that out of teachable moments to provide the viewers and my subscribers with the perspective of the business of boxing. Just like some of the other YouTube channels that are Black or African American, they've been showing inconsistencies as well. But you say it's self-hate when we do it. Was it self-hate when you said that on July 13th of 2022? Was it self-hate then? Oh, okay. So now all of a sudden, you changed your tune. The pressure was applied on you. Maybe there's a bag involved. And you changed your tune all of a sudden. You said all of that. And then all of a sudden, this month alone, you put out, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
It hurts my feelings for Terrence Crawford. And he's a grown man.
Now all of a sudden, Blue Blood Sports TV is the shoulder to cry on, because it hurts his feelings for Terrence Crawford. It hurts your feelings for Terrence Crawford. Well, you said it the best. He's a grown man. Well, it doesn't end there, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, because we are all instructed, because we're black, because we're African American, because we are content creators. We have been instructed and advised by Blue Blood Sports TV to lie for Terrence Crawford. Huh? Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
If you was a fan of Terrence Crawford, why would you be in here acting like this man is running around lying about the purse that he's receiving? You should be bigging him up. You should be uplifting him. Let's say he got 10 million. You should be telling people he got 12. I ain't never said he should lie about anything. What are you talking about? Here you go. Now you're lying. When did I say anybody should lie about anything? I didn't say that. What I said is you should want to uplift him. You should want to speak into it in existence. You should want to say, hey, my bro, Terrence Crawford, going to be a billionaire. You want to speak it to an existence. What are you talking about? I never said he should lie.
So because we're black or African American, we're supposed to lie and say that Bud Crawford probably had made more money than he probably actually did? Where they do that at? Where's the integrity in that? See, when you lie to protect a black person, that's a form of self-hate. Not when you critique or criticize a black person. That's not self-hate. So if Terrence Bud Crawford did make 10 million and you're black, you're supposed to lie and say he made 12 million. And then when the viewer rebutted what you said, Blue Blood Sports TV, about that lying that we should quote unquote do under your instruction, you came back and tried to clarify by saying you didn't say we should lie. We should say that he's going to be a billionaire and that we should speak it into existence. Well, lying and speaking things into existence are two totally different things. So let me give you credit for this part. You did the right thing in the beginning. For the last 2 or 3 years, you've done the things that you have done in the beginning. You were telling the truth. You were standing on integrity. You saw inconsistencies and contradictions from Bomac and Terrence Bud Crawford, and you spoke on that, as you should have. But the last few months, ever since you've been with BLK Prime, your tune changed. So I tell you what, I'm going to give you an award for changing your tune. I'm going to give you an award for saying that us YouTube content creators have self-hate because we did the same thing you did 3, 2, and 5 months ago, right? 3 years, 2 years, and 5 months ago, right? Okay, I got something for you. I got an award for you. Welcome to my channel. I give out awards on my channel for people that do the things that you do. Blue Blood Sports TV, you're going to need to get you a pair of these. Yeah. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Oh, yes. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a new audience that's just joined in live. In the last 10 to 15 minutes, the viewership has doubled its capacity, and there's more people that's going to be here with us viewing tonight. So I want to welcome my new audience. Thank you all for coming. This is a special edition. You know, Wednesday night is not the evening or the night that I do my lives. But yes, Jackie Hernandez, I see you in the chat, sweetheart. Always a pleasure to see you. And you know what? I haven't given, speaking of that, Jackie, I haven't given out my special award that I used to give out on this channel. So look forward to seeing more of my slogan. You're gonna need to get you a pair of these. Oh yes, that's coming out soon. Before I continue, I just want to do an audio check. Can everybody in the chat hear me clearly? I only need about a few of you just to tell me yes or no. Just a quick audio check. Mic check 1 2, as we stay in the recording studio. Mic check 1 2. Can anyone? Okay, that's 2. Can I get one more yes or no? Can you hear me clearly in the chat? Oh, they saying I'm freezing. Somebody's saying I keep freezing. Okay, am I freezing, y'all? I don't look like I'm freezing on my end. I am freezing. People saying yes. I don't know if they're saying yes, they can hear me, or yes, I'm freezing. Okay. Did everybody hear the audio that I just played? Can at least somebody give me a mic check or audio check on that? Or as we say, radio check? Can somebody? All right, so thank you, Knight Rider. Said I'm not freezing. Great. Can somebody get, okay, somebody said smooth video. Yep, I hear you. We can hear you. Awesome. So that, y'all just heard that audio. If you just joining us live, what that was, thank you too. Let me say that. Thank you for everybody that just gave me a mic check. Particularly my guy, Philly Fight Doctor, is here with me this evening. Salute to you, my brother. So everybody heard the audio that I played. You might just joined in as the audio was playing and didn't know what you were listening to. To my new audience that's just coming in, let me tell you what that was. So what that was the roll the tape footage of the audio that I published through a video on, let me get the date correctly, December the 16th, 2022. So December 16th, 2022 is when I published that video at the end of this live. Okay, if you're watching the replay of this live, you will see that the end screen, about a few seconds before this live ends, after I publish it, you'll see that very audio, that very video that I rolled the tape on. If you did not get an opportunity to hear it all in its entirety, you will be able to click one button right after the conclusion of this video, right after I do my post editing and post the edit screen. You'll be able to see that very clip on my channel that I just played, that video right in the screen, and you all can go back if you missed that. And so here's the thing. We're here because we know what happened earlier today. If you don't know, we're going to roll the tape. Errol Spence Jr. said some special things today in the press conference in New York City to Blue Blood Sports TV, right? And he echoed the same sentiments that I have said, that most of you have just heard me say to Blue Blood Sports TV on December of 2022. That was the audio that you just heard. And so we're going to react to that. We're going to dive into that. The air fryer is warming up as the viewership is increasing exponentially. And so let me tell you how I heard about all this today. I was in several business meetings today. And towards the latter part of the day, I looked at my phone. This is a true story. Everybody that knows me know I'm not a liar, and I will never, ever lie to any of my supporters, viewers, family, friends, or nobody. I have this saying about lying, and this has nothing to do with nothing. I'm just always in teaching mode sometime if I'm not having fun. I always tell people this. I don't lie to God, I don't lie to myself, and I don't lie to my children. So there's nobody else on earth for me to lie to. Now, with that being said, I received a lot of feedback today on this video that been surfacing around all day with Errol Spence Jr. and Blue Blood Sports TV. I looked at my phone. I had to step to the side out the meeting real quick. I looked at my phone, right? And realized I had about 8 or 9 missed phone calls, about 10 or 11 missed text messages, about 4 or 5, probably 5 emails. And everybody and their mama wanted to talk to Manager Marty, wanted to give Manager Marty the information about what took place today at the press conference with Blue Blood Sports TV and Errol Spence Jr. Salute to my family in the chat. D-Town Boxing is with us tonight. We also got my guy, Greg from AM Sports Media. Salute. Stay right there, AM Sports Media, because I'm going to roll the tape on your video that you published earlier today as well in just a few moments. Who else we got in here? I saw Crown Jewel Boxing. Crown Jewel Boxing, another family member of mine. My guy, he's in the chat as well. Salute. If there's any other content creator that I see in the chat, I am going to openly acknowledge them. I welcome each and every last one of you. Let me get these 2 super chats out real quick so we can continue to air fry. My guy, one of my day one supporters, is here with us tonight. He contributed to the channel, and I salute you, Mr. AMG. He says, salute, Manager Marty, checking in from Charleston, South Carolina. Salute to you, Mr. AMG. Thank you for your support and your contribution. Then we got my other day one supporter. My guy keeps it all the way 100, no matter what panel he's on, no matter what channel he visits. And that's my guy, Mr. Carl Brown. Thank you for your support and your contribution, Mr. Carl. Mr. Carl says, showing some love, Manager Marty, and the real ones. Thank you so much. Salute to you, Mr. Carl Brown, my guy. And, you know, let me say this. I got something in my hand, right? Now, this is just a prop, all right? Because y'all know I'm an actor. Some of y'all don't know that, but to my new audience, you know I love theatricals. You know what I mean? So this is my notepad today, okay? This is what I'm going to use as a prop today because I'm using this as a notepad because I want to read off some of the things that I've heard about myself in my comments section, in the chat, on Blue Blood Sports TV's own channel, in his chat, in his comments section about me. Not today. I'm talking about since that audio and video that I produced came out, you know, in December of 2022. I want to read some of the things that I've heard about myself when me and Blue Blood Sports TV were having our YouTube dialogue. Manager Marty is clout chasing. Manager Marty is trying to build his channel off of Blue Blood Sports TV's name. Manager Marty is Eminem Stan. He's the water boy. He lives in a linen closet with mothballs. Let me stop for a second there. Do you notice that ever since that comment was made about me living in a linen closet with mothballs was said, you notice behind me is really a closet. It's a linen closet. Y'all got to pick up what Manager Marty be putting down with the subliminals. Yeah, ever since that statement was made, I really do my lives behind a closet now. Yeah, you know how we do. Let me continue. Manager Marty is just trying to build his channel off of my grind. The author of those words were Blue Blood Sports TV about me. Manager Marty don't know anything about the business of boxing. Manager Marty is a fraud, a goofy, a clown, just jealous and envious of Blue Blood Sports TV. Manager Marty is nothing but the manager at Walmart. And he's just trying to come up off of the back of Blue Blood Sports TV because of his envy. Let me stop right there. Now, that's all of the things that I heard about myself. And those things that were said about me were in response to that audio and that video that you just heard me roll the tape on. And if you heard what I rolled the tape on Blue Blood Sports TV as the YouTube rookie, I could beg to differ that everything that I said to you just now about what was said about me would be deemed totally untrue. Now, I don't have to worry about me taking my own word because I'm not that important. But I've heard the words of people that's in the chat. I've heard the good words of the people in the comments section. I've heard the good words and saw and felt the support of the good people on YouTube. Even other content creators have shown me support through that tumultuous time between myself and Blue Blood Sports TV. Now, yes. Oh, let me pull my notepad out again. Thank you, Jackie, for reminding me. I think that's on page 57. Let me find it. There we go, right there. I found it. Manager Marty flagged my channel. Yeah, when I said something about him, he said that I slandered him. And he contacted YouTube and flagged my channel. That y'all remember that? Y'all don't remember that? That video that I gave a reaction to is also in my list of content. Yes, Blue Blood Sports TV said that I flagged his channel. Thank you, Carl Brown, for your contribution again. You always been a real one. Mr. Roll the Tape. Salute again, Carl. Thank you very much for your encouraging words. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. I don't know how to be nothing else but real. And so now I can use all of this as teachable moments. Y'all know how I do. I know what you came here for. And as the air fryer is heating up and the link is about to go right in the chat. Oh, yes. We're going to get it popping tonight. Now, since my guy representing a great channel on YouTube, good content creators, Greg and Jason from AM Sports Media, Undercard Boxing, salute. I'm going to play back what EJ said in just a minute, Undercard Boxing. You came in at the right time, my brother. AM Sports Media published a video today. Oh, yes, they did. Wonderful video. And so when you come off of this live, please make sure you go subscribe to their channel. And I'm going to play just a snippet of what they said when they rendered their verdict on this whole debacle between Errol's. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Can somebody in the chat please say my famous 3 words? If you can hear me. Just 3 words. If you can hear me before I play the tape. If you can hear me, somebody, just one. It only takes one person in the chat. Oh, they said it. Thank you, Undercard Boxing. Roll the tape.
Not what you see it as today.
Then let me rewind. Hold on.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, man, I swear, Errol Spence is spitting hot fire, and it's coming from everywhere, and he's shooting it in every direction. Of course, he shot some fire at Terrence Crawford during their press conference, which I enjoyed. Terrence Crawford shot some fire back at him, so that was good banter. I like that. Banter similar to the banter that we have here on the Angry Man Podcast, but I digress. But no, so, after the press conference, what ends up happening, Jay, is that they'll have an area where people who are related to the press or the press will come and they'll get the opportunity to speak to each one of the fighters, and then the fighters will go on to these other areas where individual entities will get the opportunity to interview them. So, Blue Blood Sports TV was on hand for this particular showings in New York. Which makes sense because I think Blue Blood is from New York or from that area. He sounds like it. And Blue Blood asked something to the effect of, how are you going to deal with the fact that Terrence Crawford switches stances? He fights out of an orthodox and he fights out of a southpaw stance. And how would you basically deal with that, right? And Errol Spence asked, well, I want to ask you, how are you going to switch? And what was that entity you was with, BLK Prime? And he was like, man, what are you talking about? I didn't switch. And he was like, yeah, no, you switched. It was all about Errol Spence before. Then we got with BLK Prime, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit. We got BLK Prime, you switched things up. And then he was like, and when he asked him what happened to BLK Prime, he said, well, ain't nothing happening with that. That ain't popping right now. That ain't popping right now. It's like, oh, okay. So essentially what Blue Blood is saying is that, at the end of the day, right now, BLK Prime isn't really shaking anything. And so he's here now covering these fights. This is the issue when you try to align yourself with a promoter, man. And, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with trying to better yourself as an individual. If you want to move into that area, if you want to be into that arena, then you should move into that arena fully, right? And what Blue Blood did was try to toe the line, right? He tried to be affiliated with BLK Prime and do that thing, while also trying to be a part of the media and trying to remain, I won't say neutral because we have our own opinion as well. But at the end of the day, he was trying to walk that line. And he got called out for it. And around that time, Jay, and this is shout out to my guy, Manager Marty, because I'm going to throw his name out there. And this is not to try to pull Manager Marty into any kind of situation. We're just reporting what we hear here. This doesn't have anything to do with Manager Marty, but that's part of the reason why he and Manager Marty started to clash, because we saw some of the behaviors of Blue Blood Sports TV. There were a lot of people who came to our channel complaining about the behaviors of Blue Blood Sports TV during that time frame. So maybe this is a lesson to Blue Blood. Maybe you shouldn't take a stance I'll put it to you like this. If this is your word, this is your bond, this is how you see it, then stick with that. Stand on that. Or if that's not what you see it as today, then, explain why you've changed stance, right? But really, he just kind of changed stance and basically told the people that support him with a big FU, and I do what I want to do. And some of you guys are sleeping with cockroaches and rats and all that other stuff, and people didn't take kindly to that. So, Jay, what's your thoughts on that, man? Not to say that we won't ever get called out by boxers, because I'm pretty sure if we would have been there and tried to ask Terrence Crawford a question, he would have cussed us out.
All right. We've heard enough of what they said, because what they said was true. And the reason why I said that is because it was only half of what I played. Now, Greg is here in the chat right now. So salute to my man, Greg. And I appreciate the shout out to Greg and Jason. Much love and support. Thank you all guys for, keeping it all the way 100, as always. But I didn't want to play the whole thing because I did not want to rob Greg and Jason and AM Sports Media of the opportunity to gain your support and viewership. So when you get an opportunity, please go into that video and listen to the full video in its entirety. Subscribe to their channel, support these guys. You know what I mean? So, that they can understand that we all are on the same page. Okay? And so now we're here tonight. You see, you know why people really like Manager Marty? You know why people like me? Honestly. No, seriously. I got to keep it on. I realize this. The reason why people like me, when I say people like me, I'm talking about on YouTube. I'm talking about in the environment of the YouTube boxing community. I am talking about the support that comes from the YouTube boxing community. That's what I'm talking about. It's because I think I've been on YouTube now since October of 2022. All right. But I think what's happened is people are slowly but surely starting to realize that what you see on YouTube from me is how I really am in real life. And we want to see authenticity when it comes to content creators. We want to feel an organic experience when we're having human interaction with one another. And so, I don't know how to be 50-50-50. Somebody said the guy, I forgot his name, he came on the channel last night and he said, man, Jamarty, I just want you to be 50-50 when it comes to Crawford and Spence. And I try to tell him, like I'll tell all of you watching me live and on the replay of this live, I don't know how to do 50-50. I only know how to be 100. I remember a long time ago, D-Town, if you're listening, I'm talking about a long, long, long time ago. I was having a dialogue with a woman who had interest in me long time ago. And you know what she told me? She said, Marty, my take on relationships is very simple. She said, Marty, relationships are 50-50. That's what she told me. And you know what I told her in response to that? I said, sweetheart, I want you to hear me and hear me good. I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm about to say to you. I don't do well with 50-50 because my philosophy is very simple, that healthy relationships are not 50-50. Healthy relationships are 100 and 100. Because when you deal with Marty, I'm going to bring you my 100. And I would rather deal with a woman who's not going to bring me 50, and then I got to search for the other 50 of her somewhere else. So I would rather, if you can't give me your 100 as much as I'm giving you my 100, maybe this not going to work out. So the point that I'm making is this. When you come on YouTube and you talk like you know the business of boxing, when you come on YouTube and you giving 50% of truth and the other 50% of lies, when you come on YouTube and you give 50% of your philosophy to one piece of audience, and then you give another 50% to a different set of audience. Or when you come on YouTube and you say that Terrence Crawford really ain't fought nobody. Terrence Crawford needs to step up his level of competition. Those are the words of Blue Blood Sports TV. Y'all heard him. When you come on YouTube and say that Terrence Bud Crawford lacks confidence in himself, and that's the reason why he's prolonging fighting Spence. Those are the words of Blue Blood Sports TV. Y'all heard him. When you say that, you got to stand on it. When you maintain integrity, it don't matter who agree with you. It don't matter who disagree with you. You can stand on honor. And the fans in the YouTube boxing community, let me take my glasses off and say this, are sick and tired of people giving us 50% of truth. So when you come and encounter me in person or on this channel, I'm going to give y'all 100. I don't know how to do nothing else but give 100. If I'm in a relationship, I'm going to give 100. When I'm on YouTube, I'm going to give 100. If I got to clock in at work, I'm going to give 100. When I'm operating my businesses, I'm going to give 100. When I step in the boxing ring and train, I'm going to give 100. If I can't give you 100, you ain't going to get nothing. because I don't know how to be 50 and 50. And we've seen Mr. Blue Blood Sports TV not be 100. This is facts here. Don't go over to Blue Blood Sports TV channel and say, Manager Marty said, don't do that. You don't have to do that. I don't even gamble, but I bet somebody $1 Blue Blood Sports TV might be in here watching me live now. Because he been watching me before, live, and wouldn't click the link. So this is not me trying to disrespect Mr. Blue Blood. Mr. Blue Blood showed you his character already. I ain't really got to say. Spence already. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Let's hear what Errol Spence said at the because people keep asking in the chat. They don't know what happened. We're going to play it right now. We're going to play what Errol Spence Jr. himself said to Blue Blood Sports TV and Blue Blood Sports TV hometown of New York City today. And then we're going to air fry on that. Can somebody give me my famous 3 words in the chat, please? Or in the replay of this live. Please. Please. Can you do that, please? Can somebody give me my 3 famous words in the chat? Because I'm about to replay what Errol Spence said when he had an interaction today with Blue Blood Sports TV. Oh, we're gonna play it. Oh, yes. Oh, somebody in the chat said it. So don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
So that's when I had my eye on him, but I ain't had my eye on him in 2017. Hey, Errol,
he predominantly he switches. One of the biggest things with him is that he switches from southpaw to orthodox. You are naturally a southpaw. How do you prepare for that, and what gives you such an advantage being a southpaw in this fight?
I want to ask you why you switched.
Switch what?
You know why you switched, and what happened to, what is that thing Terrence Crawford on?
Be okay, Prime?
Yeah. What happened?
It ain't happening right now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, you was so Earl Spence, then you once Terrence Crawford got with BLK Prime, you split.
Hey,
Errol, people just like to switch in.
Y'all heard what Errol Spence just said to Blue Blood Sports TV. Did y'all hear that? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can I get an audio check, please? I feel like I'm about to get back in the studio again. Can I get a mic check, please? Can everybody hear me clearly right now? Just me for right now. What up, Cash Crypto? I ain't see you in a while. Good to see you. Can everybody hear me loud and clear right now? Just a yes or no. I can't get that. Come on, somebody in the chat. Come on and talk to me. Come on and talk to me, somebody. Can you hear me? Just a yes or no. Okay, loud and clear. Thank y'all so much. That's why I love this channel. My chat, listen, all of the Roll the Tape film crew members, they here with us tonight. They're here with us tonight. Now that you can hear me, did everybody hear what Errol Spence just said when him and Blue Blood Sports TV were talking? Did everybody hear that? That exchange? Yes or no? Did it? Oh, somebody said no, they didn't hear it. All right, somebody said no. All right, somebody said loud and clear. I'm going to roll the tape one more time because I want to dissect everything that was said. Oh, yes, we're going to air fry tonight. Put these back on real quick. Yeah, somebody said I'm sounding like Farrakhan tonight. Oh, they're going to start calling me Marty Farrakhan and Marty X. You know, people always give me all these kind of names. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Salute. Many Face Publishing. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Many Face Publishing says, salute. Remember I said to you a while back why I stopped watching Blue Bloods? He flipped on Spence. Yes, I do recall that, Many Face. I do recall you and so many others who have said that about Mr. Blue Blood Sports TV. I am fully aware. Yes, indeed. And we appreciate your support on this channel. And thank you for reminding those that forgot. You know what I mean? There's a gentleman that's in the chat. I see you. Oh, yes. I see you. And I'm going to say something to you now. You don't have to agree with me because I'm going to fly the kite out tonight. And you might not have been on this channel for a while because I recognize your name. But when I fly the kite out tonight, you can come and join me live, unscripted, right here. When I pin that link to the chat, and you come speak your piece. Let me play this back because somebody in the chat said that they did not hear it. And so now I'm going to replay it again. And let's hear what Arrow Spence had to say. And let's hear what Blue Blood Sports TV had to say as they dialogue together. Let's hear them again.
My him, but I had mine 2017.
Hey, Errol, predominantly is he switches. One of the biggest things with him is that he switches from southpaw to orthodox. You are naturally a southpaw. How do you prepare for that, and what gives you such an advantage being a southpaw in this fight?
All right, so we heard Blue Blood Sports TV. We're gonna break this down to its lowest common denominator tonight. So we heard Blue Blood Sports TV. He asked Errol Spence, basically, in the nutshell, Terrence Bud Crawford does a very good job switch hitting. We know, Errol Spence, that you are a southpaw. What advantages are you going to display to neutralize the switch hitting effects that Terrence Bud Crawford is going to bring into this fight? That's basically what Blue Blood was asking. Let's hear what Errol Spence said in response.
I want to ask you why you switched.
Switch what?
You know why you switched, and what happened to, what is that thing Terrence Crawford on?
Be okay, Brian?
Yeah.
Stop right there. See, I'm going to tell you what happened. Errol Spence Jr. heard a word that triggered his memory. The word that he heard that triggered his memory, y'all, was the word switch. When Blue Blood Sports TV asked Errol Spence about Terrence Crawford's switch hitting, as soon as Spence heard the word switch, he realized, see, it triggered a memory, that word switch. And he realized that the guy that was asking him a question about that was a guy who also switched on him. And that was Blue Blood Sports TV. Interestingly enough, Errol Spence asked Blue Blood Sports TV about BLK Prime. Hold on, let me step back for a second. Somebody in the chat said, MM. Hold on, let me post this. This is not a super chat. I just wanted to address it. Manager Marty getting G-checked next. By who? By who? Who going G-check manager? No comment. He asked him about BLK Prime. That's what he asked Blue Blood. He asked him about BLK Prime. That was very interesting. Let's hear what Blue Blood said out of it. I'm doing way too much talking.
What happened?
It ain't happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Be okay, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Switch what?
You know why you switched, and what happened to, what is that thing Terrence Crawford on?
What is that thing that Terrence Crawford fought on? He asked Blue Blood, what is that thing that Terrence Crawford fought on? He said, what is that thing that Terrence Bud Crawford fought on? Blue Blood knew exactly what he was talking about. That thing. Spence called it that thing. Look at the wordplay. How he's finessing Blue Blood. He said, that thing. And let's hear what Blue Blood Sports TV's response was when he answered the question of what was that thing that Crawford fought
on. BLK Prime?
Yeah. What happened?
BLK Prime? That's what Blue Blood said. That's his words, not mine. Spence said, what is that thing that Crawford fought on? And Blue Blood says, BLK Prime? He said, yeah, BLK Prime. That's what Spence said. And let's hear Blue Blood Sports TV's response. Let's hear it.
What is that thing Terrence Crawford fought on?
BLK Prime?
Yeah. What happened?
He said, what happened? Spence asked Blue Blood, what happened?
It ain't happening.
Yeah. What happened?
It ain't happening right now.
It ain't happening right now. That what the man said now. Listen now. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling y'all and playing back for some of y'all that did not hear it. The man said it ain't happening right now. Oh man, the man said it ain't happening right. See, here's the thing. Let me put these back on. I'm styling and profiling today. Let me put these back on. Hold on. See, here's the thing. When the mailman drops mail off in your mailbox, right? I've never seen this happen. And if you have, you can tell me in the chat, right? Educate me. Or if you're watching the replay of this live, because the viewership is increasing exponentially, and I love it. Tell me in the comment section below if you've seen this happen. Mailman drop the mail off in your mailbox. And while the mailman is in pursuit of leaving your residence to move forward to the next residence to deliver their mail, you open up one piece of mail and it's your electric bill. It's your utility bill. It's your gas bill. And you look at it and it's a very high bill. I'm talking about so high, you trying to figure out how it even got that high. I've never seen someone read their bill, look at the amount on their bill, and then literally chase the mailman out of the neighborhood afterwards. Have y'all seen that movie before? I haven't. I haven't seen anything like it. So if you haven't seen the mailman get chased out of the neighborhood just by delivering mail from a high utility bill, don't be disrespecting me in the chat. I'm just delivering the message. Don't just disrespect me in the comment section. I'm just delivering the message. Come on now. Come on. Don't do that. I'm just saying. I'm just a manager at Walmart. Take it easy. I'm just a water boy. Take it easy. I live in a linen closet with mothballs. Take it easy. I'm just the Eminem Stan. Take it easy. I find it intriguing that Blue Blood Sports TV sold his integrity. Now, this ain't no diss. We just talking. This is just facts, y'all. We got to call it spade a spade, and we have to deal with what's real. sold his integrity so that he can align himself with a company that when he's asked about it, his response is,
he switched. And what happened to, what is that thing Terrence Crawford fought on?
BOK Prime?
Yeah. What happened?
It ain't happening right now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
only to come out to say it ain't happening right now. See, this is why you got to stand on integrity as a man. I'm not mad that the man went over to BLK. That ain't got nothing to do with me. None of my business. All I'm saying is, as men, we got to stand on integrity. Salute to all the women that's watching me live. Salute to all the women that are watching the replay of this live. Salute to all of the women that support this channel and who's viewing me and participating in the chat as I'm speaking. Salute to you women, and I welcome you. That's all I'm saying. We got to be honorable in our dealings as men so that nobody can roll the tape on you. Now, we make mistakes in life. We do. Men, women, we make mistakes in life. But it's not about the mistakes, it's about how we recover from them. And Blue Blood Sports TV made a mistake before I called him out on it. He never rectified it. He never recovered from it. But instead, he continued to insult me. But instead, he continued to lie and misrepresent the truth on my name. Instead of saying, my bad, we all good, and move on. He didn't do that. He kept on with the switching and the switching and the switching and the switching and lobbying for Terrence Crawford. And because he didn't change, Errol Spence Jr. called him out on it. So don't get mad at me. You can get mad. I mean, I don't care, but I'm just saying, I'm just delivering the mail. See, when you have no integrity, when you have no honor, these are a part of the consequences. That's all I'm saying.
You were somewhere else, Spence, then you once Terrence Crawford got with BLK Prime, you flipped.
Hey, Errol, people just like the switch.
He held the man accountable. Ever since Terrence Crawford went to BLK Prime, you switched. Hey, I'm not the only one that have this situation mentioned in my comments section. So nobody can go back and say, oh man, Manager Marty's just trying to build this channel off of Sam Blue Blood's name. You can't say that. I mean, you can, but you'd be lying. But the point that I'm making is this. Everybody's talking about this. So it is what it is. You got to deal with it. And don't try to be on my channel holding me accountable. I ain't did nothing wrong. You got to go on their channel. Hold them accountable. So when y'all see Bud Crawford, hold him accountable. Y'all, I mean, it's cool if you want to stick up for Blue Blood. I feel you in the chat. I see you, but I'm just saying you see what he did. You heard the video I did with him about him in December. And you've seen the other subsequent videos I've did about him. What we talking about here? All it is Spence called him out on it. Hey, listen, I'm just saying. I'm saying what they saying, but some people scared to say it. That's all it is. You know what I mean? See, we got to have honor as men. That's all we talking about tonight. And women, of course, but I'm referring to this is two men. Happened with two men. That's why I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to deal with what's real. You know what I mean? Yeah, the chat know what's going on. Yeah, I just flew that kite too, by the way. Yeah, I flew the kite. Yep. All are welcome. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. It's Wednesday night, middle of the week. I'm not gonna keep you long. Just wanted to fly that out and fly that kite out there in the chat real quick. You know what I mean? Ain't about nothing. You heard me? Ain't about nothing. You know what you came here for. So don't, I appreciate that. My audio was off. Y'all know what y'all came here for. You seen the name in the title and the thumbnail and all that. And don't come over here to my next topic, next topic. No, you came over for entertainment and education. I'm gonna give you what you asked for. What up, Carl Brown?
What's good, Manager Marty? I just wanted to stop by and say what's up to you, bro. And you know what I mean? I see you. I mean, you see me talking to the dude, Kendrell, whatever his name is, inside the chat. I just wanted to say this too. When I was over there, when you and Blue Blood was going at y'all shit, I fucked with you. I've been fucking with you before you. My bad for cursing.
Me
I messed
too.
with you before you even started a channel. I was following you. But when you and Blue Blood was going through that little thing, and I'm saying this because I ain't like it then. And I came back to you, man. You had the same conversation a while back.
Yes.
And when I was like, Blue Blood, leave that alone. And I'm saying that because I was on Blue Blood channel, and I was on there way before you even made yours.
Yes.
But when I was trying to calm that down, real talk, man, you had like the dude Kendrell. I ain't gonna front over there. Come on, reporting what you saying. I'm like, man, that's clown shit. I was calling that out, and I ain't like it then. I don't, you know what I mean? But I get your point, cause this same old thing that everybody was saying. But dudes be thinking that when you call somebody out on something, it makes you don't like them. Like I had dudes over at Blue Blood saying, take his wrench away. Why Carl Brown still got a wrench? The difference is dudes don't understand. When you real, niggas can feel that even if they don't see you.
Hey Carl, quick thing real quick. You can't use the N-word, bro.
Oh, my bad. When you real, people can see that. You know what I mean? They can hear it. It's just the way you carry yourself. You know what I mean? That's just plain and simple. And some dudes be on here, and I ain't saying you don't let them come on your channel and that, because you understand they're gonna go somewhere else with the same old thing. And sometimes you need people like that around. You need people like that around that just going, probably just come at you, say all the wrong things, and just keep on talking down on you, because they're gonna do it anyway. So you better off have them in your face doing it. You know what I mean? So that's why even with you giving me a wrench, and I wasn't gonna block nobody. I ain't never blocked nobody since I've been on here. But you know what I mean? But when dudes be like I said, when dudes go back doing that report, I really don't like that. I don't even like when my daughters start telling, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I appreciate it. Hold on, Carl. Let me get this super chat real quick. I think it's two of them. Lucky McKinnell's, my guy, Lucky, always a supporter of the channel. Thank you, Lucky, for your contribution as always, man. Appreciate you so much, Luck. Blue switch up for Crawford after that 7-Eleven incident and tried to play stupid. I would have to agree with Lucky McKinnell, and Lucky McKinnell's is qualified to say that because Lucky McKinnell's was actually on Blue Blood's channel when we were going through our little YouTube conundrum, and he was ostracized by Blue Blood. And I recall speaking to Lucky McKinnell's about that via dialogue and correspondence through the comments section. So salute to you again, Lucky. We got my guy Toon, always supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Toon, for your contribution. Toon says, "Hey, Blue, why you switch up? Whoa. Had him on his heels. I like Blue though. He got some bias, most definitely though." That was from my guy Toon. And speaking of my guy, I gotta let him on because when I see him, he's like family. And I know he's one of the guys that stand 10 toes down. He stays with honor. He's an honorable man. Every time I talk to him and see him, and that's my guy, Crown Jewel Boxing, Had to give the guy a proper introduction. What's up, Crown Jewel?
What's good, Marty? Again, you know how I do. I'll be hitting you when I be moving around, so I don't have long. But what you talking about, I caught it earlier, and it's funny as I don't know what. But I got a question for you.
All right.
How did Earl the Truth Spence turn Blue Blood Sports TV into the Dudder Man? He always talk about how he 10 toes down. He's a real one. He stand on what he say. How come when he got asked by the truth about him switching up, where all that stuttering energy come from? He was it ain't happening no more. I mean, look, you got a financial opportunity through Terrence Crawford and BLK Prime. And if you as real as you say you are, just say, listen, my loyalty lies in my bank book. And as long as they was paying me, I was rocking with them. But when the well dried up, I'm back to being non-biased. Keep it 100. Because if it was me, I would have just said, listen, that was a business interest that made me switch up. The business folded. Now I'm back to being media. I got to ride with the truth. But again, when people ain't real, when they come on this YouTube and create a facade, sometimes they run into the truth and that facade gets revealed. So Blue Blood, I'm one of them people that you came at when you switched up for calling you out on it. And I didn't have the reach to respond the way I wanted to. But there's always a moment of truth. And that moment of truth came in New York City today. And now your millions of followers gonna want to hear you respond to why you clammed up when that man posed that question to you. When you out here in this world, you need to be representing truth. Because there's a real world outside of these YouTube pages. And when you say certain things to certain people and come across them, because Marty, you know boxing is a very, very small world. Y'all going to cross paths. And some of us are just going to make you stand on that square. So I say take this as a lesson to all these YouTubers out here. A lot of us want fame. A lot of us want our channels to blow up. And we're willing to do just about everything or anything to see that happen. Just beware that if and when you do blow up, and these very people you stepped on and slandered to get where you're going, you're going to come face to face with them. But at that moment, I hope you're strong enough to stand on all the things you said. Thanks for the platform. I always salute you. I'll be in the chat. I'll be watching. Also, Carl, I respect what you had to say. Y'all fellas have a great night.
Salute to you, Crown Jewel. Always a pleasure. Appreciate your support,
here,
brother.
No problem.
Hold on, Carl Brown. Hold on right quick. Kendrell, I don't know you. I don't know if you've been a part of this channel. I know you have never been on my platform as far as the panel is concerned. I did see you in the back, Kendrell, and I am willing to let you on. But I let Crown Jewel Boxing on because I knew Crown Jewel wasn't going to stay long. And so now with that being said, Crown Jewel Boxing is gone. Kendrell, if you want to have a conversation with me, you have all the opportunity to do so. The link is still pinned to the top. You can come on. You can speak your piece. We can have a healthy grown man dialogue. The link is still in the chat. And you can click on it, Kendrell. There's no disrespect or harm here, but the link is definitely in the chat. Carl Brown, I appreciate your support, brother. Hold on right there because there's another gentleman. Oh, he got off too. There was a guy that was in the back. I was going to let him on. See, when we have certain situations, I don't want it to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people on the panel at the same time because it's hard to regulate. And when it is difficult to regulate, the viewership gets robbed of pure quality with regards to audio when people, talk over each other, or not intentionally, but sometimes intentionally. And then what happens is when the uh the audience or the people in the chat want to hear something, it start getting faded away when people start over talking each other, or it gets hard to regulate. So that's the
Right.
reason why, I try to make sure the panel is not too large. So Kendrell, you can definitely come back on. Link is still in the chat. Knight Rider, thank you. Another day one supporter of the channel. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. Knight Rider says EJ hit Blue Blood with that shot that he did not see. Yes, he definitely did. And it's usually the punch in boxing you don't see that knocks you out. So I totally agree with that. My guy, Aaron H. Muhammad, another day one supporter of the channel. Every time I see him, I definitely always got to stop my show for him. Thank you for your support, Aaron, and your contribution as always to the channel. Manager Marty, this is a VIP ticket for the air fry invitation for Kendrell. He sounds hungry. Salute to you, Aaron Muhammad. That was to him. Once again, I'm not going to repeat myself over and over. Kendrell, if you're still here, feel free to come onto the platform. The link is still pinned to the top of the chat.
And you know what's crazy, Manager Marty?
Yes, sir.
Everybody say real. Everybody say, oh, real recognize real. Real is real. You know what I mean? Just because you saying this, I mean, because you saying facts. Basically, it's, I mean, all you doing is you putting out what was out there already. You know what I mean? And just because you're doing that, motherfuckers still can, my people still can't look at you and say, oh, he using this to hate on. Like this something that's actually happened, and so many people did notice that Blue Blood was switching over. I mean, so many. I was there for a long time, and one of the reasons why I started looking at the channel, because I was a big fan of Earl Spence. So when Blue Blood used to always put a lot of content out about Earl Spence, that's what drove me to him. Then I'm like, oh snap, that's when I started like that. Him and Champ Style was one of the first few channels that I started going on, and that was one of the reasons. You know what I mean? Champ Style always been a little different, but Blue Blood was 100% an Earl Smith fan. So when people started seeing the change, even if they wanted to call it the 7-Eleven meet or the BLK prom deal that he had with Terrence Crawford, either way you put it, too many people can't say the same thing and it's somewhere and it's wrong. And it took for Earl to come out for a lot of people to start saying, oh, now I see what people are talking about. Because now that Earl Smith said this, and then you put it, yo, Marty, you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But now that Earl Smith said this, and you put it out there, you know how this about to go. You know how they about to flip all this whole thing around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the same ones that gonna call you a hater, you just hating on Blue Blood, same ones that gonna say all that, going really having in the back of their mind, like, oh snap, though. Even though they knew then, before Earl Smith said it, they knew it then that it was real. But now that Earl Smith said it, watch how many people from his channel start acting like that's the reason why they coming to you, Manager Marty, when all along they just want to come over here anyway.
I totally agree with you. Carl, do me a favor. I'm going to let this gentleman on, and I don't want anyone to get the impression that because you're here and you had a dialogue with this guy in the chat, that it's a setup. I want him to feel comfortable with talking to me directly, and I want to talk to him directly. You can come back on if you want. If you can jump off just for a few minutes, you can come back on. I want to give the brother an opportunity, a fair platform. We're just having dialogue as men. And, to your point, let me say this, Kendrell, I see your name in the in the background. I'm gonna let you on. Carl, you can go ahead and dip off. I'll let you know when you come back on, bro.
All right.
Cause all right, appreciate you. So Kendra, if you can do me a favor, I'm not used to seeing your name on the panel. If you can just flick your camera on, so I can make sure that you are not a troll and you are really who you say you are. You can turn your my man. You can turn your camera off though when you come back. When you come on, you don't have to turn your camera. You don't have to leave your camera if you don't want to. I always try to make sure I give people that respect because most people don't want to, be on camera when they come on the platform or any not just here but anybody's platform. So
How you doing
Kendrell,
today, great brother?
I'm doing very well, sir. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I can't complain at all. I wanted to start off by first saying thank you for joining me onto your show because this is your show, and I would want somebody to do me the same way. And I'm gonna address the situation with you first. The whole thing with Carl Brown, that's irrelevant. This is not his platform, so I have no words for him or anybody else in the chat. I'm only speaking with you. Um, it's not that I don't like you or have a grudge against you or in my feelings about anything because we're talking about two men that aren't named Kendrell. So I just have my point of view on certain things because I do talk to Blue sometimes on a daily basis, not all the time, but sometimes on a daily basis on YouTube only, not on the phone, not all this, that, and the other. So the personal and knowing him personally, no, but knowing his boxing mind frame and how he feels about boxing, yes, I have an understanding. And since day one, and I've been watching Blue for about 2.5 years now, since day one, I know you guys got all the videos and you roll the tapes and all this, that, and the other. I have never, I repeat, I have never heard Blue Blood go against Errol Spence Jr. I have heard him say Terrence Crawford has a chance to win. The fight is 50-50 because they're both superb boxers, but he has always said he is edging and will be going at the end of the 12 rounds with Errol Spence Jr. So that's the only thing I wanted to clarify because I know that for a fact that when the bell rings at the end of the 12th round, Blue Blood in his mind, if nobody was knocked out, he is going for Errol Spence Jr. So all he's switching and going to blood and all this, that, and the other, that is not true, bro. That is not true. And again, yes, Blue feels like Bud does have a chance, but again, he is pulling for the bigger fighter and the more natural fighter at 147, and that's Errol Spence Jr. He has much respect for Derrick James and the whole camp. So that's what I had to say about the whole situation. I don't feel like that is fair to Blue to be set up here and just like he just switched and went completely on Terrence Crawford's side because that's not true. That was a business move that he did with BLK Prime and Terrence Bud Crawford. Hell, it could have been Errol Spence that switched and from PBC and went over to BLK Prime. He would have still did business because he was doing business with BLK Prime, not just one particular fighter. But again, that's what I have to say on the whole situation.
All right. Hey, listen. I mean, like you said, you talk to him on a consistent basis, so you know him better than I know I do. You know him better than me, and you might know him better than most of the people that's watching live and people that are viewing in the chat. Um, I've heard him say now. Now, let me say this to preface my statement. I've never watched an entire segment on Blue Blood ever. I just watched certain pieces of his content to get to know who he was when he started throwing shots at me. So the things that I'm saying about Blue Blood is when I heard him say things about Crawford. I wrote the tape. You've probably seen that video back in December where I was, basically acknowledging the fact that he was sounded like he was an Errol Spence fan in the beginning and he was basically calling Crawford out on some of the inconsistencies that Crawford was saying, and on top of that, the hypocrisies. And so I thought that was honorable. But then he started to change his tune, in my opinion, in my observation, as far as him criticizing certain things from PBC and Spence that I've heard him personally say when I was just going down the list of his content. I haven't heard a full segment of his shows or his videos or nothing. So maybe he said it in spurts. But I'm telling you, I know what I heard, and that was the motivation for me to do the video I did on Blue. And then when he responded, I was responding back and forth. But I have a question for you, Kendrell, since you said that you talk to him every day. Do you remember the video that he posted or published when he said that I flagged his channel? Kendrell, can you hear me?
You asked me a question. You said, "Did I know if you flagged his channel?"
No, I was asking you. You said that you communicate him on a very consistent basis, and you have been watching his channel for 2 years. That's what I heard you say. So
Yes.
right. So I'm asking you, did you hear him say in his own video that I flagged his channel? Did you hear that?
I heard him say someone flagged his channel. I don't remember what name it was because I'm not literally sitting there watching the video, but I think I do remember him saying somebody flagged his channel or got his channel blocked or something like that, something of that nature. And then it was like four of y'all on the video at one time with him on there, and he was saying that as well. I think that's why I heard it at, not on his platform. It was like you and like three other guys in Blue Blood, and him was having a argument or a debate or something, and it was brought up that his channel or his page got flagged. So again, I that's about all I know about the whole flagging thing. And again, I can't talk about things I don't know about. The only thing I can talk about is the whole Errol Spence and the Terrence Crawford thing. And there's not one time have I ever heard Blue Blood tell me or tell anyone that he was going hands down with Terrence Crawford to win the fight. He never said that. He always said he was edging towards Errol Spence, but he would say it's a 50-50 fight because they're both elite fighters. And that's a boxing mindset. I mean, he's not a boxer. He's a reporter. You know what I'm saying? So to sit up here and to blame him like he's a trainer or like he's one of the fighters in the game and to do all that, he has an opinion just like every other fan and every other co-host. And for him to be shamed on his opinion, you might pick Terrence Crawford, you might pick Errol Spence. Ain't nobody shaming you like that. Ain't nobody putting you on their posters. I done seen 4 different videos of him since that remark was made by Errol Spence. But when other people get G-checked and stuff like that, I ain't seen him make one video. That's all I'm saying. Like, to me, it does look like clout chasing because he is the main one that everybody talks about. I even seen, and this ain't no shot to Money Brown. I even seen Money Brown make a thing about, Errol Spence pressured Blue Blood. I seen other people then already put out Blue Blood this in their title. It's like everybody want to come for him, and I just don't know why. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Like, it's like just break him all the way down to the ground. But I don't see him having that same energy. I don't see him trying to break no other co-host, no other YouTube channel person. I don't see him breaking down nobody. But everybody trying to break him down, I just don't feel like it's right.
Oh, okay. I got you on that. I understand what you're saying. I think people in the chat or just watching this live or the replay of this live, they may have a totally different perception than you have because they may have heard other times, that Blue Blood has said things that were contradictory. But I wanted to do something since I asked you a question on it. You said you did not hear him say the words. So I wanted to make sure. I see the super chats. I'm going to come right back around to it. No, matter of fact, let me do it now because I want to make sure I don't forget. So Knight Rider, thank you for your support and your contribution again. Knight Rider says, at Manager Marty, Blue Blood stated that you flagged his channel on Everything Boxing. I didn't hear him say that on Everything Boxing, but Knight Rider, I think he said that he did. I guess he heard him say that on Everything.
See, I told you it was on somebody else's platform when he said that.
All right, hold on for 1 second. Let me get this super chat. I got you, Kendrell. Smitty Hustle. My guy, Smitty Hustle. Haven't seen you in a while, Smitty. Salute to you. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Smitty says, to the folks saying your channel is based on Crawford and Blues content. It's crazy. Everything you said from day one has come to fruition. Smitty Hustle, thank you so much. You are absolutely correct. Everything that I did say has come to fruition. Thank you both for your contribution and your support to the channel. Kendrell, you said that Blue Blood Sports TV said that I flagged his channel possibly on someone else's channel. Once again, like I told you, I did not hear him make that comment on Everything Boxing's channel or anybody else's channel. I personally heard Blue Blood Sports TV say it on his own channel. And Kendrell, thank you for muting your phone, because you or no one else has to take my word for it. This is what Blue Blood Sports TV said on his own channel on January the 21st, 2023. Don't take my word for it.
Your man Eminem Stan, he reported my channel. Pray for Creasy, what's good? Your man Eminem Stan, that live stream I last did, mentioning Eminem Stan, Prince 2, a man, what's good? He reported my channel. Got it flagged. The live stream when I mentioned him. Boss Red 357 was good. Yeah. See, this is things that people don't be knowing. Kizzy Hayes was good. You can see where it come from when you get to a certain level in YouTube.
Did you hear that, Kendra? Kendra, can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard it. I had my stuff muted because I ain't want to interrupt you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I heard everything, and you 100% right about that. If that was on his channel, I don't know if that was after the Everything Boxing or before the Everything Boxing, but that was on his channel, and he did say Eminem. I believe that's you, Manager Marty, got his channel flag. So yes, I stand corrected on that, but I don't stand corrected on the whole Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford thing, because again, I know that he is pulling for Errol Spence, and it's a 50-50 fight, and everybody should see that Bud Crawford is not a slouch, and no one is calling him a slouch, and no one is saying that Errol Spence is just going to dog him. So I don't know how Errol even feels like Blue even switched on him. Blue was just giving his honest opinion about boxing. But as far as getting his channel flag, yeah, I mean, you know you didn't do it. You know in your heart you didn't do it. Like you said, it's three people that you know you don't lie: God, your kids, and yourself. So if you know that for a fact, then hey, nothing else for me to argue with on that part. Only thing I'm still on what my original argument was, the whole Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford thing. That's the only thing I can debate, because that's the only thing I do know. And I know for a fact Blue is not pulling for Terrence Crawford just to dominate Errol Spence or to get the victory. If he gets the victory, he wouldn't be surprised, but he is still pulling for Errol Spence to come out with the victory.
I got you. I respect your perspective. I appreciate you coming onto the platform, Kendrell, and I look forward to, you still participating in the chat, and you're always more than welcome, to come back at any given time to the platform, and I appreciate your viewership, man.
No problem at all. Take it easy, brother.
All right, you got a salute. Before I let you on, Jonathan and Mr. Greg, I see you in the back. I'm gonna let you two guys on. I just wanted to play something just for like 10 seconds, because Kendrell said that he wasn't sure if it was on Blue Blood Sports TV channel when he lied on me and said I got his channel flagged. It was on his channel when I heard it. I don't know if it was on somebody else's channel if he mentioned it. I'm not sure. But when I heard it, it was on his platform. And I just wanted to play a small little clip to basically illustrate my point.
The live stream when I mentioned him.
Hold on.
Your man Eminem Stan, that live stream I last did, mentioning Eminem Stan, Prince 2, a man, was good.
Y'all heard him? He acknowledged somebody that was in his chat. He said, "What's good?" Just wanted to point that out there that it was on his channel. And I actually published a video on this, so it's no point in me rehashing that. I just wanted to ask Kendrell if he heard the man lie on me himself. Jonathan Sims, Sims. Okay, Jonathan Sims and Mr. Greg. I'll start with you, Jonathan. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing great, sir. Mr. Greg, what's going on, big guy? How are you?
Hey, I had to come on. I see you on Wednesday. It makes my heart feel good to see you, man.
Absolutely, brother. Same here. Jonathan, you're on live, brother. What's going on with you? Floor is yours. Oh, Jonathan, I don't know what happened. But Jonathan, you're more than welcome to come back on. I'm not sure what just happened. But Mr. Greg, you on here, Mr. Greg. I don't know what happened to Jonathan. Maybe
I just wanted to drop in, man. I happen to be online, saw you on there, and I just want to say I'm happy to see you. I normally see you Friday, so I don't want to take too much time. I just want to say I'm glad to see what's going on. I'm sorry that you got to do this with Blue, but those things happen. I know how it be. But listen, I don't even want to talk about the box. I just want to talk about I'm digging what you're doing. You talking to the fans, and the fans like that. Please keep doing that. Forget all the other stuff. Keep engaging because that's what we want. I'm an old guy, so most of us in the bed by now. But I'm glad that you're doing it. I just want to put that in there. I'm gonna let Jonathan go ahead and talk. I'll see you on Friday, hopefully.
You got it, Mr. Greg. Thank you for your encouraging words, my brother, and your support. Thank you so much, man.
You got it. All right.
You got it. See you Friday, God willing.
Okay.
Jonathan, you're here live with us, brother. I think you must have inadvertently clicked off because I looked up and and I didn't see you, man. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good, man. Thanks for having me on the show. And brother, I think you do great work. And from what I know, I think you're a stand-up guy. You may have known I've super chatted on your channel in the past.
Yes.
I think Rachel was on the show and I was saying that Bud didn't have to disclose who else he was negotiating with if he didn't sign an NDA or non-disclosure on that subject. But brother, I just wanted to come on here and kind of like the last caller, just kind of talk about what's going on. Between you and Blood as a man, I don't get in between that. But I think it's pretty weak how the fans try to divide and conquer brothers. Did he call you out on this show? You played the tape. It is what it is. And I think that's between y'all two. I think y'all two are more of a deadly combination together than apart. And my issue, like I said, is with the messy people around encouraging Blue, encouraging you, being in the middle instead of allowing y'all two brothers to figure it out. I think what Earl did was a little messy, but I do appreciate him coming back, giving Blue the chance to speak. I think a lot of times people and fighters get misconstrued of what business is. I think Earl's issue was that he felt like Blue tried to get in the middle of that fight by bringing on another promoter or another buyer or vendor to purchase that fight. And I think that rubbed Earl the wrong way because he knew Earl probably felt like stay in your lane, let Al get this fight together. You bringing in another party only complicates things. So I think that's the angle Earl was coming from a business perspective. I think everybody can acknowledge that if you listen to Blue shows, he's always favored Earl over Bud. But as a businessman, if Marty, the manager, is now under my umbrella, but I'm a fan with one of his adversaries, why would I put you down now that you're under my umbrella? If anything, my job is to be objective because you're now a business partner of mine. So I just think that, Earl was a little messy with that aspect of it because Blue has to be objective when he has a business partner. Bud was fighting under his umbrella at that point. So why wouldn't he be at least objective? So, the issue between you and Blue, I think you do have some points, and I wish you two brothers would just get on the phone and just talk like men. But I just wish the fans would stay out of it. Like, y'all are two solid brothers who do great things. You have a lot of knowledge. Like, when I found out who you were and did my research on you, You do a lot for the sport of boxing, and all we can do is salute that. We are powerful together versus divided.
I agree with you. There's a thing that you said that I don't particularly agree with, and I'm okay with us not agreeing and disagreeing on things. And I appreciate you, John, because for me, you always come on and you always keep it 100, and you always stay, even keel with, your presentation. So I respect that about you. Before I get to super chat, though, I have to address some of the things that you said, because you had said that I think you said the word fans. Don't if I
I
misquoted
think
that
I
part, I
did.
don't.
I did. Hmm.
All right, I'm not sure if you said viewers or fans. But the fans did not encourage me or motivate me to say or do anything, not once. I don't know about Blue Blood, because I know you said the fans are in the middle, or motivating both of us or encouraging both of us. The fans never encouraged me one time to say or do anything that I did in response to Blue Blood. So I wanted to point that out. Number two, the difference between myself and other people is that I hold people accountable, man, woman, and child. It was all business. When it came down to me and Blue Blood, business. I never took anything personal. To me, it became personal when the guy lied on me and said that I flagged his channel, and he knew he lied. See, it's one thing if somebody flagged your channel and you just assume, but to make it public record and then call me out of my name, you see, let's go and roll the tape and be honest as men now. Blue Blood has insulted me throughout the whole time. All this stuff. I never insulted the man. Never called him a name. Never disrespected the guy. He has always disrespected me. I could have took that personal, but because I'm more mature than I was in my younger years, I don't take those things personal when it's not personal. The guy's been insulting me the entire time, and it would be nice and it would be helpful if guys like yourself who's saying that we should come together, it would be helpful if guys like yourself go right on his, and I'm not saying you didn't do it, but guys like yourself that have that philosophy that we're stronger together, to go on his channel and tell him that. Because at the end of the day, as men, we got to stand on what's real and have integrity, bro. And he lied on me. He was insulting me. I didn't hear a lot of people sticking up for me. Now, people in the chat was people that was, supporters of this channel. They were holding him accountable for the things that he was saying about me. But I'm talking about his very own supporters, the people that go on his channel all the time. The only person I know that was doing that was Mr. Pragmatic, Carl Brown, Smitty Hustle, Lucky McKinnels. Those are the four people that I can say that I've seen on a consistent basis that was watching Blue Blood Sports TV's channel and was a subscriber of his or a moderator of his, and they were correcting Blue Blood Sports TV. I haven't seen too many people correcting. So my thing is, if you're saying, oh, we good together and we can work together, nothing can happen, until that man do was honorable. And because if I lied on somebody and I knew I was lying and I made it public, see, it's one thing if he told somebody privately, something different. But that reverberated all across the YouTube boxing community when he lied on me, right? And so let me tell you how I have to respond. I can't take it too personal, because at the end of the day, I'm still a businessman. I still conduct business. So I can't come and take off my professional hat and get indignant. So at the same time, in order to come together as men, he got to stand on it and say, you know what? As men, I apologize, Manager Mark. He don't owe me. Listen, I ain't asking for an apology. He don't owe me nothing. I'm just saying what would be righteous if you talk about two men having dialogue. We got to start there with the apology first before I can hear anything else that needs to be said, because that's how men's supposed to be. And here's the thing. I have no problem talking to Blue. My email is right inside of this channel. I am very accessible. And some people that I met through YouTube, they got my number. I'm very accessible. So I don't have no problem with Blue Blood, but we just got to call a spade a spade. I know you said that Spence was a little messy with, how he handled that today, but I don't think it was messy, because that was the first time that he may have seen Blue. I'm not speaking for Spence. I'm just saying that may have been the first time he engaged with that brother or saw him, and that was the right time to go ahead and address it. See, it would be different if he seen if Errol Spence would have saw Blue Blood, right, in his face and didn't say nothing, and then went on Twitter and started typing. I wouldn't have respected that, because he seen Blue Blood as a man's face, and he ought to have said something. not saying it had to be, disrespectful or anything. I'm just saying as men, we got to come together as men and do what's honorable. And like you said, and I appreciate you saying this, the contributions that I make in the sport of boxing off of YouTube, and I do. And most of the time I don't, tell people about it or put it out there because I don't let my left hand know what my right hand doing. My point is this with Blue Blood, he got to stand on. Even when Spence came to him and said, "Yo, you switched," I heard him. Now y'all might not have heard him because my audio was a little far away. You heard him? All right. So let me just one question real quick. What did you heard his response was when Spence said you switched?
He said, "I didn't switch. It's
Thank you.
business."
He said, "I didn't switch. It's business." What he should have said was, "You right. All right, yeah. But let me explain to you why I switched up on you." But he didn't say that. He made it seem like it never happened. And that's the issue of character and integrity. So before he can even talk to me, he's got to make sure he humble himself. See, he got mad when I told him to humble himself, and he did a live on me. Not recently. I'm just saying months ago. You know what I mean? Put me in his thumbnail, put my name in his title, the same way I did him. But you know what? Nobody went on his channel and said, "Oh, Blue Blood, you just trying to make a name for yourself off Man Jamarty channel." Nobody's saying that because you know why? My channel is much smaller than his, but my voice has become louder than his. And that's all this thing was about in the first place. I have no problem with Blue Blood, but I'm doing a reaction video. This live is the reaction to what happened between Blue Blood and Spence. It's
Fair
no
enough.
different from Blue Blood doing a reaction video. What happens with Crawford and Spence? We all do reaction
Yep.
videos.
Yep.
So I don't think it's fair to me that when I do a reaction video on whatever Crawford said do, I get criticized. And I do a reaction video of Blue Blood, I get criticized. We all do the same thing. But the rules don't apply when it comes to Manager Marty because it's truth when I speak. And I don't think it's messy because as men, my thing is when you see a man, you got to deal with it. I'm not saying be violent. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just saying as men, when you see the man, you got to go right to him and say, "Brother, let's have a conversation. I didn't like what you did or it bothered me when you." And I got to say this because I know we have most of my demographic is African American, and I got to keep it 100. If more men in our society today would start their sentence off when they approach the man, "It bothered me when you," and the other person humbly listen to that person and then apologize if they're wrong, I can assure you that the gun violence would not be as perpetuated as it's been or any other violence in our community. So
I
all
agree.
I'm saying is, as men, we got to humble ourselves, not be, listen, I got women that watch me all around the world. Women be watching me. They see me in different stores, take pictures with me. They acknowledge me. And every time I see a woman that support this channel, whether it be viewership in the chat or in person, I always tell them, I just want to make sure that my platform is honorable so that the things that the men say are not detestable to your ears as a woman. I always say that. Women don't want to see men act like women. They don't want to see it. And so that's why on this platform, I don't have to have a list of rules. Men already know how to govern themselves accordingly when they approach the platform. You know what I mean? We have women all over the world watching this. We have young people watching this. And as the older guys, we got to be a hope for the young men and show them how to deal with conflict resolution. So
Yes.
I have no issue with conflict resolution with Blue Blood. But in the midst of that, I'm a roll the tape and grind him up. He ain't no different than nobody else. And guess what? I'm just making a reaction video. And well, watch this, Jonathan. It's entertainment, but I'm also using it as a teachable moment to educate the general public.
I'm
I
with you.
digress.
And I won't tarry too long. I'll just say this. I mean, I think, with the response to Spence, it can get a little ambiguous on how to respond because it's in the heat of the moment. He probably didn't want to lose his attention or lose his opportunity to speak. But I agree with you. I'm not too mad at Earl addressing it, but I do think fighters overall don't know how to separate business from personal. And I think that Earl was just more salty that another player came into the game and he felt like it almost derailed the fight from happening. And I get that, but I think that that's more of a personal conversation versus doing it out in front of company. I think he should have let Blue say what he said, and then maybe they do a one-on-one video. But nevertheless, you handle it how you handle it, like you said, long as you talk about it. So my advice is, and my final statement is, I'm not disagreeing with anything you say, far as the back and forth between you and Blue. You feel how you feel, and there's some things I agree with, some things I don't. But I just hope that you two brothers offline, off camera, away from people, can have that conversation mend the fences, and still may not, y'all don't have to be friends, but I'd rather see brothers together than separate. And that's all. And I don't blame you for doing a reaction video. Blue did one himself. So, get your paper, dog. I would never tell you not that. But I'm not saying you just, it appears from the atmosphere that the messy fans want y'all clashing more than y'all two just coming together being one.
I respect your perspective. Now I do have something for you, because you said it that you went on his channel, or he said something about the reaction video, so that means you have access to his channel.
Yeah, he posted a video of it. He posted
Oh,
Earl like brushing him off, but then there's a video of Earl coming back to him like, "What's your question? I got you. What's up?" And they kind of laughed it off.
that's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
So when you go back on there, I
Got you.
think that I think
Got you.
I think it's very
Yep.
helpful if you go
Yep.
run and tell him that,
Yep.
because
He probably watching. But absolutely,
hey, guess what? He is watching.
I'll
Ain't no
send a
doubt.
super
Or
chat.
listen, he watching, or he sent somebody else to watch. So
Yeah.
so guess what? To you, whoever's watching, or to him, he's got to make that thing right with me. If he want
Yeah.
to really have a dialogue as men, it start with him making it right with me, because you know why? He publicly made a statement about my character, and it was a lie, and it jeopardized certain things, and people. You know what I mean? When you start talking about somebody a rat, snitch, I'm from Philly, brother. We get
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
words, you
Yeah. You don't
can't
want them
speak on. You
stains.
understand?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I still got to walk around. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying is he got to make it right with me, and he got to make it right. If you're gonna say something publicly and you wrong, you got to resolve it publicly. That's just where I'm from, brother. That's just how I was raised.
And
I
that's
could be
fair.
wrong. I could be wrong if some people say do it privately, but it happened publicly. You know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is that the scriptures even talk about open rebuke is better than secret love. It's
Yeah.
better to openly rebuke somebody than to love them in secret. You know what I mean? So if he want to make it right as men, he got to make it right with me the right way. I have no issues with making conflict resolution at all, brother.
Well, I wish both of y'all the best, man. I support both, whether it's from a distance or up close, and I just wish the success for both of you brothers. And thanks so much for your platform, and I'll let somebody else come and hop on the soapbox.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support, your viewership, and your former contribution. I know I've already acknowledged you then, but thank you for contributing to the channel. I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
For sure, one love.
You got it. I'm trying to engage with y'all in the chat. I'm trying to keep up and talk. So if I'm not responding to the chat, I'm trying to do about 3 things at one time. Speaking of that, let me get these super chats out real quick. Thank you, Adrian Payne, for your contribution and your support to the channel. And I know I'm a little bit late for this. You put this up probably like 10 minutes ago, so I apologize to you. I wanted to make sure I give my attention to the panel so that the viewers and you as well, Adrian, can enjoy the experience without any interruption. So thank you so much, Adrian, for your contribution and your support to the channel. Adrian says, this dude can't be serious. That's why we are all talking about it. He definitely switched, and oh boy, know it. I think that comment was for Kendrell, who came on here just a little earlier. Thank you again, and salute, Adrian. We got my guy, Knight Rider, again. Knight Rider says, I believe that Blue Blood just need to apologize to manager Marty. Thank you so much, Knight Rider. And of course, I totally agree with you. Knight Rider again. Oh, he was finishing off with as a man. As a man, Blue Blood needs to stand on his box and apologize. Absolutely, Knight Rider. And that's all we talking about as real men. We got to do things with honor. Thank you so much, Lucky. Again, Lucky says, it's not called messy, it's called checkmate. Thank you, Lucky, for your support and your unwavering support and contribution. And people are acknowledging me in the chat. I want to say thank you all for your acknowledgement and your support in the chat, because I think most people know that I am right about what I'm saying, but because they don't want to, I guess, ruffle any feathers, they won't openly agree with me, and I'm okay with that. I don't care if people agree with me or disagree with me. That's not important to me. What's important to me is the truth being revealed, because on this channel we keep it all the way 100, and we got to stand 10 toes down as men. Trying to read everything in the chat. Oh, my chat be on fire, man. This is one of the best lives I've had Man, I've had like consecutive lives for the last, I don't know, couple of months. I never had one dull moment on a live. When I say dull moment, I'm not talking about people contributing, to the channel, because sometimes people contribute and sometimes people don't. I just appreciate the viewership and the support. You know what I mean? And I always appreciate the contribution because it helps the channel grow and it helps the viewership increase because of the quality of content. You know what I mean? So somebody said Manager Marty versus Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp don't want no smoke with me. Hey, I'm just saying that for entertainment. I like Shannon Sharp. He cool. But if Shannon Sharp say my name, hey, we can debate. Hey, listen, I don't duck nobody. Shannon can get it too. You heard? No, I like Shannon Sharp. He cool. But yeah, man. So that was it. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I appreciate the view. Let me put this thumbnail up here. I think I did pretty good with this thumbnail. By the way, put that thumbnail back up there. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Yep, and he probably was. He probably was. Let me see, Aaron Muhammad. He probably was sent. But guess what? He learned something tonight. And guess what? Everybody else that didn't know about Manager Marty learned something about me tonight. Got to stand on principle and honor. You know what I mean? It don't matter who it is. You know what I mean? Blue Blood Sports TV, if he want to talk to me, he's got to make it right. The right way. And the right way is you said something publicly about somebody that wasn't true. You got to man up, eat humble pie, and resolve it publicly. The same way you humiliate somebody, you know what I mean? To make it right, you got to use those same methods to resolve it. That's just my philosophy, how I was raised, and I think it's just the right way to do it. You know what I mean? Salute to my guy. Oh man, I haven't seen him in a little minute. Thank you, Matt. Matthew Thomas, one of my day one supporters. Thank you for your contribution and your support, man. Thanks, Matt. Putting my money on it. Arrow did him the way he should go down. We rock with the facts. Roll the tape. Thank you so much, Matt. Always a pleasure, man, to see you. And this was a special edition tonight. And usually I don't do lives on Wednesday night, but it was a special edition. And so I won't hold you all too long. So I would like for each and every last one of you to be safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Tune in live right here on Friday night on another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. And the bottom line is this: spiritual principle of the evening. Take this with you all week long until I see you again on Friday night. And that is, no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how tempting it is to exchange your integrity for anything, no matter how hard it is, you got to stand on honor. Because when you produce something, you will receive a reward in return. So if you do something dishonorable, consequences are going to come to you. But when you do something honorable, the good is going to come to you. And it's all about humility. And as I say this, and I leave you all with this, salute to Diana. I see you in the chat. Hey, Diana, I didn't see you earlier, so please watch the replay of this. And I'm sure you're going to love the replay of this, Diana, when you go and check it out. Let me leave you with this other spiritual principle, because it's very, very as equally as important. If you exalt yourself, you will be humbled. But if you humble yourself, you will be exalted. I'm Manager Marty. I will check you all out this Friday evening, live in living color, on another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. God bless you.